When I saw this today, I thought I need to make a quick video about this in case you haven't heard about it.
I think I'm going to go ahead and ask the obvious question. Why make a video about this?
There was a dog found in Missouri with a tail growing out of its head. It has a tail growing out from between its eyes, and it is blowing up the internet.
And why is that Oh, that's right, you hate dogs.
People are going on about how adorable it is. They're calling it a unicorn puppy. They say it is magical. And apparently they're lining up to buy this thing. I would say adopt, but that's incorrect. You adopt children. You don't adopt dogs.
It's great that you use the definition, and I'm going to be perfectly honest when it comes to the word adoption. Tell that to a lot of the companies that use the word adoption or use an adoption process, like the SPCA, PetSmart, pet stores that use this whole adoption process for animals like cats or dogs to give, or at least bring to a family, if that makes any sense. And one could argue, especially with the definition you use, the action or fact of legally taking another's child and bringing it up as one's own might be, it could even be interpreted in any other way. So it doesn't say human child, so if anything, you could be adopting a dog or a cat. That makes any sense. I mean, let's face it. This crazy lady doesn't make sense at all, so she probably wouldn't even take that into consideration.
You buy dogs or you get dogs. Anyway, people want to own this thing. They're lining up. They're inundating the shelter with phone calls.
And to be perfectly honest, this is your problem because we're not going to get an answer for any of this, are we? Like usual.
Wanting to acquire this mutated, grotesque monster.
Wow. Besides existing, this dog has done nothing to you and you're going to call it a grotesque monster. You have the nads to hide behind a microphone and talk poorly about this dog, but you're so much of a coward that you hide behind your comment section as well as disabling likes and dislikes and deleting any comments that combat your logic.
And by the way, when I read this, it just really makes my blood boil.
Then why are you reading it in the first place?
My foster mama said my story. Stop right there. You cannot be a mama to a dog.
Are you serious? You're really going there? Are you that fucking sensitive about shit like this? Really?
You can only be a mama to a human child. Get your definitions straight.
Again, if you really want to argue this, and considering the fact that, there's some people that, can't have children, maybe get that through your fucking head. At this point with the definition, it could be, varied. Considering the fact that all it says in the definition is one's mother, especially as a child's term, meaning it could be either a human child or a puppy or a kitten, pretty much as long as you act motherly towards whatever you're being motherly for. Does that make any sense? Again, of course not, because you're too dense to maybe look at, other avenues or other ideas.
I'm gonna set you straight right here. I'm sick and tired of people referring to dogs as children or referring to themselves as mother or father to their dog. A child can only be a human, and a mama can only be a mama in relation to a child. A human child. Ugh.
Again, try telling that to the people who can't have kids, or at the very least aren't eligible for adopting anyone or doing foster care. You do realize that people can still treat their animals as if they're, part of the family, right?
Anyway, and I hesitated to make this video. I was like, if I say what's really on my mind right now, I know I'm going to be accused of being an ableist, of discriminating against those with birth defects. We're talking about a dog here, people, not a person.
I would say more, being insensitive to people who, can't experience having kids. And being an ignorant jackass towards it. And how people feel.
But, even if... Okay, let's bring it to people. If I see a person with a birth defect, let's say I see a person with an extra hand growing out from between their eyes, I would be disturbed. I would not think... Like, look at this shelter worker. Her first two thoughts, she says, were, number one, this is a ridiculously cute dog. And number two, does it lag? Those were her two first thoughts. I'm not exactly sure what my first two thoughts would be if I were to be confronted with this in real life, but I think they would be something like, this is extremely disturbing, and number two, I'd like to get out of here, or get this thing away from me because it's making me really, really uncomfortable.
So, for this entire video, I was trying really hard not to use vulgarity. I mean, I slipped at that one point, as far as I can tell. Leave it in the comments if I cursed in any other times, but I can't. I seriously cannot hold back when you have, and I know I'm going to offend some people, have a clueless, insensitive bitch
Damn!
trying to dictate how people should think or feel. Not only that, but also understanding how people and their situations would probably be, rather than just thinking about her own situation and how she feels about, what's going on in the world. Trying to create a monster out of nothing. Demonizing people for their own beliefs and what they do with their lives. Well, fuck you. You're one of the many things that's wrong with this world. And the worst part about it is you act as if you're this person who knows everything when it comes to dogs, when clearly you don't. And I point this out because by the end of the video, which I'm not going to show, you once again show evidence that has already been debunked by people on this platform. The Dark Reindeer, for instance, being one of them, who has repeatedly called you out. As well as I Hate Dogs and the other individual that you defended who was threatening to kill people. I'm sorry. But if you make it out like you're the only person that can talk, as well as deleting what other people have to say because you don't like what they have to hear, then maybe your word means absolutely nothing. Considering the fact that you can't take other people's words or thoughts into consideration. For a lot of people that know me by now when it comes to my channel, I don't delete comments. Yes, I've gotten the occasional hate comment, but for the most part, it's very, how should I put this? It adds on to everything that's said. I mean, by the end of the video, I usually say, hey, if you have anything you want to add, leave in the comments down below. And a lot of people do that. A lot of people give really good comments. Some people just say, I suck. I'm a loser. Which, big fucking deal. And I don't delete comments. Because at this point, it's just words for a lot of people. But you can't handle that. So, bro, if you really want people to listen to you and take you seriously, grow a fucking backbone. Alright. Thank you guys so much for watching. Truly appreciate it. If you guys can, please leave a like, comment, share, subscribe. If you have anything you would like to add, leave in the comments down below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. This is Rob of Novakast signing off. Have a good one, and take care. Peace.